Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Of course, here with Curt. Curt, what a crazy press release. Even I'm shaking a little bit. I can't even imagine what you're thinking. You know, 13 GRP ratings grow 300%. You've got 13,000% year to year. I know, like it feels like yesterday we recorded a video saying we got to one, and what that meant. And now we're doing a recording saying you got to 13, and you've surpassed all these people you've been talking about for months. Disney, MTV. Like, where do you want to start?
is my
I'll
is
just throw
my
it to
hair
you. And
is my hair on fire? Is my hair on fire right now?
oh
Um,
my gosh, well, Curt,
look, I mean, look, I've said before. I mean, I never try to get too high or too low in any given announcement day thing, et cetera, et cetera. But I got to say, this is one that I'm still vibrating. I'm still vibrating. I mean, look, we've talked a lot about the strategy. We built a channel that had great content that people were responding to. That never stops, but we've been doing that, religiously and doggedly, and keep adding new shows and doing things. So that's been happening. And we've been talked about distribution. That was phase two. Phase two was distribution. And we were always seeing, I don't know if people really understood that we only had about 50% of the distribution households that, Viacom's MTV, Disney's BinDOS, Times of India Group, Zoom. We were only about 50% of the homes that these channels were in, and we kept creeping up on them. So we were like, shit, imagine if we had the same number of households and we're at 4 and they're at, 7 or 8, we could be right there. And then in addition to that, because we've had this advantage of being a free channel, we don't get sub fees, so we could get onto Free Dish. And we've talked about Free Dish, and I've tried to explain how the Free Dish platform it's not one-to-one. One Free Dish home is not equal to one, Tata Sky home in terms of its potential, if you can hook into it. And we've been working our asses off programming and researching and figuring out. I mean, we did not make this decision on like, okay, let's just try that. This was like, it was like 8 months really of 8 months of
man,
work
dude,
to
you guys,
do this.
you came up with a strategy. You won a bid. You got a great channel spot, and now you're twice and a little bit bigger than Disney.
Yeah, we're Disney's youth channel. I don't know. I don't have it in front of me, but last week was like, maybe you have it right there. It was like
5.6.
5.6 GRP. We're 13. Okay, 13. And in this case, it's lucky 13. Um, I mean, it's unbelievable, really, and it's like this has been grinding and working our butts off and researching, and phase three we talk about it all the time is monetization and brand building. Well, guess what? I've used the baseball innings thing, and said a while ago we got into the second inning. Well, we already went through the second inning quick. We're in the third inning and full tilt right now. And now's when we really go. Now is when we start to get real brands, advertisers spending real bucks. This is when we can start to get, sponsors to come in and sponsor programming. This is when we can start to really truly compete and say, we're in there with the big boys. Someone might say, well, why can't you double compete when you're with BinDOS or Viacom? These companies are owned by major media companies with multiple channels. We're independent. We're just the Q,
Yeah.
and we're just blowing past these guys. So it's friggin' amazing.
Yeah, incredible. I'm already seeing questions, of course, like, oh, what does this mean? Can we talk comparisons? I imagine we'll do that next week. Hopefully chat a little bit more. But wow, like what a release! Like you're, I'm still blown away by that rating jump. Like holy smokes! My first question, like, do you think it's sustainable?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm the eternal optimist. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this job every day. I think we can grow from here, but
Wow.
number one. I mean, people have to understand. you get these ratings and the next day you don't book, X,
Yeah.
millions of dollars of ads. Now we walk into the agencies, we go, look at our rating, look at what's happened to our rating. I can't say who it is, but we just had a major brand sign on yesterday that already called today going, wow, we saw the Bark numbers. Wow, that's
Well,
amazing.
that was a question I had for you. The ratings have been out for whatever hours, days. You tell
Yeah.
me. But that being said, like, uh, is there already immediate action? I guess
Yes, yes,
so.
yes, yes. There's immediate action from existing ad sales customers and others that were, that's a not never ending process. You're always out there pitching and pitching and pitching. Now the thing is they want to look and they say, okay, you hit 13, congratulations, great stuff. Can you hold it? Can you hold? So they
Yeah.
might want to watch it for a month and say, okay, can you guys stick to 13 for a month? Is that possible? Let's watch and see. So you do that, you start the negotiations, you start talking about their brands. Then they get the advertiser to say, hey, look at this channel, let's come on there. They're really performing, blah, 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 blah. Here's their demographics. Then you finally get the ads, you take those, you schedule them in and you run them. Well, that can take literally 3 months. So sometimes I talk to people about saying what's happening in this quarter from a ratings perspective really shows up next quarter. Okay. What happened last quarter in terms of our ratings growth is showing up in the quarter that we're currently in. So it's always about a 90-day lag before you
Yeah.
can recognize the revenue associated with taking advantage of those ratings. So but with all that said, this is nothing short of extraordinary.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gotten a lot of calls from, people already in India going, dude, how did what is going on here? Because it's a rocket ship ride right now.
Yeah. Well, incredible. And I mean, tell me if I'm emphasizing the wrong stuff, but like, 13 compared to, Disney at 5.6, MTV at a 6, Zoom at a 5.4. And then the other number I look at is, of course, your year to year growth. I mean, like, Curt, you've done something crazy here. 13%, 13,000%, sorry, growth in a year. That's crazy. And I mean, time spent viewing pretty much double everybody else's. And then obviously impressions are basically double everybody else's. So like, wow, incredible growth. I know we talk about ratings a lot, even though we don't like to in some cases, but holy
Look,
shit.
it's a pretty simple formula, really, at the end of the day. Ratings equals revenue.
Yeah.
Period. Kind of full stop, full stop. Ratings equal revenue. Now, the big media companies can leverage lots of different ways of dealing with that because they're aggregating and combining stuff and doing things and having brands sell across higher rated channels, lower rated channels. We don't have the advantage of that yet in our current iteration. But the fact of the matter is, you get ratings, you get higher ad value, period, because more people are watching it. It's kind of simple math. And so this is putting us in a position where, and I've said this before, I hope that if we hold and keep staying where we are, and who knows, maybe get lucky and grow a bit more, if we're really friggin', getting the kind of growth spurt that we're feeling the energy behind right now and can maintain that. I mean, this can get to be very, very big numbers and real stuff, especially compared to where we've been. And so the bottom line is that this rating, I mean, our sales staff is out right now selling. Look, 13, 13, 13. As I said, people will look to that and say, can you hold it? Can you stay there? Can you, because these other companies, I mean, when you talk about Bindos, I think Bindos launched in 2007. It's been around for 14 years. MTV launched in the early 2000s in India. It's been around in India for 20 years. Zoom is owned by Times of India Group, which is the company that just invested into us. They're the largest media company in India. So we're not the We're not like the little unseen thing
Yeah.
that nobody knows about now. We've entered a whole nother phase now. That's why I say we're in the third inning. Now everybody knows who we are. Trust me, they all know who we are now. It's not like, what's that little Q channel thing? No, forget about that. What are they doing? How are they doing it? And how do we get involved with them? So it's a super exciting time in the business. And look, I've said over and over as well, our aspirations are to build Q India networks. I want to be next to Viacom, Disney, Star, Sony in India 5, 7, 10 years from now. And those are multi-billion-dollar businesses. Okay. That's what we're really going for here. But you have to, I'm a big believer. It's part of our strategy. It's part of why we stick to it. It's why I try to have tunnel vision. Do this. Don't freak out, do the next step, build the distribution. And people didn't really, I think, realize when we said we added 50 million homes in April, what that really meant. Well, this is what it meant. It meant we just landed on 13 GRP.
Crazy. Well, what a close, mic drop there for Curt. That was incredible. Look, of course, we'll chat, we'll do a second, kind of part to this on, what that means, talk some comparisons, what's next. But Curt, congratulations to yourself. I know there's a team behind you as well. So congratulations to them as well. And, I know Curt's here often, but there's, of course, a team behind him.
Absolutely.
Curt, anything else you wanted to say before we close?
No, I mean, you actually just said it for me. The team in India has been executing like crazy. People are working their butts off. Mumbai's been hit hard with COVID, so it's not under optimal conditions to be doing this stuff. And we are just, we're as a company right now, we are friggin' pumped. I mean, we are all like, just like, go, 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 go. We had a call this morning with the whole team congratulating everybody. And at the end, everybody's chanting 100 GRP, 100 GRP. We're like, everybody wants to just, just go, 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 go further. And the bottom line is GRP equals revenue. That's where we're headed with all this.
Hey. Well, there you go. Good teaser. 100 GRP, maybe. Knock.
Yeah, well,
obviously.
don't count on that.
And glad to hear, glad to hear, Curt, that the whole team is still like, oh, we're not stopping. It's just.
Oh no. So. We're like, everybody feels like, okay, now let's go.
Yeah.
Now let's really go.
Awesome. Well, hey, we'll leave it here. Look, thanks so much for joining. I know you must be busy with what this means. Thanks so much. And anyone who made it this far, please drop us your questions, concerns, I don't know, things you want to see, whatever, drop them below. Curt, thanks so much for joining as always. I look forward to chatting again next week.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Jason. Yeah, have them send in the questions. Maybe we'll do a thing next week and see where we end up next week. I'm willing to venture that we're going to hold or we'll see. Let's just say
knock on wood.
I'm confident. Let's keep it going.
Awesome. Well, sounds good. Thanks so much for joining. We'll chat next week.
All right. Thanks, Jason. Okay. Bye, buddy.